Well, we haven't done a trail talk in a little while. My voice is kind of jacked up, been sick for a little while, but doing pretty good. I'm hanging out here.
If by jacked up, you mean this voice of an angel.
If that's what you want to call it, with legendary knife maker, Peter Kohler.
In my own mind only.
So, hanging out today. I'm just going to be goofing around a little bit, doing a little testing, and honestly just came out here to spend some time with Pete.
Yeah. Let's tell them where we are. We are in the Rockies in Colorado, and we're out behind my house, about a mile.
Right.
Yeah.
So, super awesome that this is where Pete lives. I need to like figure out how to move up here or something.
And this, show them down there, that's my spot for my kids and I, for when we start being able to hike deeper together.
Right, totally.
It's a little waterfall. The water comes down here and then it drops down past that rock, and it makes this like really, when it's hot in the summer, it's really cool in that spot. And the water's moving enough that I think you could actually drink it, but at least you can boil it.
Right, right. But wanted to just talk about taking your kids out into the woods as part of this trail talk. You know, my son, GT Jr., he's going to be a year old this summer, and we're really stoked to be able to take him out. We're going to be doing some videos on like baby carriers and stuff, but also just taking him with us and beginning to integrate him into the outdoors, have him experience the outdoors and that type of thing, and just see how he learns in that capacity is just so exciting for Mrs. Gideon's Tactical and myself, you know. And just really, regardless if it's a boy or a girl, taking your children out into the wilderness, out on adventures, the benefits of it are just so many. I'm going to turn over to Peter here in just a second to hear his thoughts. But for me, one of the two main things, if you were to ask me, like, what are the two main benefits, is first off, one, putting down the technology, particularly like Facebook, Instagram, you know, YouTube, all that stuff that so many kids are just addicted to now and are constantly, their faces are just always in the phones, always in the tablets. To take that away from them, and because, you know, they're out and there's no cell phone coverage or whatever, and for them to begin to use their imagination to see the world, lift up their heads, and just experience creation is just something that's super important to me, and I want my family and my children to enjoy. And the second thing of just being connected with nature, you know, and not the industrial side of life, if that makes sense. You know, being able to possibly learn some skills that will help them in every area of life. You know, be able to rely on their knowledge instead of just being able to Google something. You know, it's like that type of stuff, and, you know, giving them tools to be able to use, regardless if it's, you know, saws, hatchets, you know, build tents, build lean-tos, you know, that type of a thing will just grows their mind, expands their mind, and gets them to enjoy things that they could never experience through a screen or just, you know, hanging around the house.
I mean, just along those lines, I think that, to me, I think that going out into the woods with the youth is also about responsibility. So you've got knives out there, you might have firearms out there, you've got saws, and I think as soon as you can get a kid to be able to say, hey, here's your responsibility with this item that can hurt you, but I trust you, and you start to hand that over to them, they start to have more confidence in themselves. And so I think it's important that, you know, you want to get them out, you want them to be healthy, but hopefully you do that anyways. And you want them to experience nature, but, you know, there's parks and there's stuff like that. But to give them that opportunity also to say, hey, I'm going to relinquish this responsibility to you, and I'm going to take it away if you can't handle it, and to instill some confidence in them and to build them as people, that I think is what it's all about. So just for a second, we're switching gears because we were talking about kids in the woods, but I hit a rock. I was messing around, I hit a rock, and I put a nice ding in the edge of this knife, and I was like, hey Aaron, let me use that sharpener you have. And it was like a good nick, like right here. And in 2 seconds it was gone with this sharpener. And this is the Work Sharp
Field sharpener. It's the one I recommend all the time.
Yeah, man. I mean, for you guys that work with stones and you know, don't mind putting a little bit of a micro bevel on your edge, which I've started to enjoy a micro bevel just because of the ease of care in micro beveled knives. You know, and you can even convex it like this, but it took me all of 2 minutes to make this. I don't know if it's shaving sharp yet. Hold on. Now you're gonna embarrass me because I'm not shaving sharp yet. No, I got hair. It's not like scary sharp, but on two sides of stone, super quick from where there was a nick. I'm really happy with this. So I just wanted to say that the sharpener is sweet. Well,
so you know, in these trail talk videos, I like to throw you guys just some random gear, you know, in no real order. You saw Peter working with his dark timber, which is amazing. But I wanted to throw at you a knife that is not really has a lot of traction so far here in the States. This is made in Finland. This is the Skrama, I believe, is what it's been called, or that's the name of it, how you say it. And I'm not even going to try and pronounce the company that makes it in Finland. But pretty sweet so far for the price. I paid about 80 bucks, 80 to 90 bucks for it is what I paid for it. But we're looking at, you know, over 7 inches on the blade, just over a pound, nice, comfortable, huge handle. You can see there, ginormous. We're looking at 80 CRV2 steel, which for that price is pretty insane, pretty good money. You're getting a good steel. And then you're getting a leather dangle sheath as well in either brown or black for under 100 bucks. And that's shipped, you know, over to the States, which is pretty sweet. So we'll be doing a video on that soon. I think that's a great knife. You know, if you're looking for kind of that traditional Scandi style, but you want more of like a hacker, chopper, one tool option, I think we're going to see a lot of success with that. We've been very pleased with its overall performance so far.
Do you know what I mean? Like, do I want to carry a tomahawk and a knife? Do I want to carry a large knife and a small knife? And I think a lot of it comes down to what is fun for you. Yeah. And everybody's like, well, this is the best working system. I'm like, listen, you got to have something big.
Something, right? Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean?
Here you go. Yeah. Dude, that'd be good.
You got to have.
Hey, you guys might be hearing a video right here.
Here it is.
Concept video coming up.
You got to have something big to chop, baton big stuff. And I don't care if you don't like batoning, but sometimes you just got to get the dry wood fast. So you got to have something big. You need something small enough that's workable. Right. Okay. Right. So it's like, do I really
maneuverable?
Do I want a 1911 Elite or do I want a Buffalo Fighter? For me, that's like a custom. You know, am I going to carry a 7-inch blade or a 5.5-inch blade? Right. You know, or 4, whatever. Right. And then you have to have a saw. Right. And like as far as your cutting tools, I mean,
then you're set.
You're set. So
and some sort of multi-tool is always good.
Right. Man, I'm lacking in the multi-tool.
Multi-tool area?
Yeah, hey. BK7.
Okay. Let's see. Let me see what I can come up with here.
Yeah, but it's got to be gangster.
No, I know.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Something big, something smaller, and then something that saws.
And then saw no matter what. So you just need to decide what's important to you. How big of pieces of wood are you going to be going through? You know, you're going to go and like make camp for 3 days, or are you going to be like hiking through?
Yeah, let me throw this at you right now. Okay, so we're coming out with our tomahawk, right?
Right.
Dude, if I'm going out with my tomahawk, I guarantee I'm carrying a 7-inch blade. Like my small blade is medium sized. Okay. Because that tomahawk's not going to baton a thing.
But will it split?
It will. I mean, of course it'll split, but it's not like an axe like you split.
No, I know, but I'm talking about for like the majority of stuff. Maybe. I'd have to test that out.
I think tomahawks are for chopping, okay, and fun.
Right, totally.
Throwing, they have a hammer.
Totally.
The hammer on the back.
No. I think they're very usable. We saw that today.
Yeah, well, they're totally usable.
Digging.
And if you don't want a baton, you can take a log, hit it on the side, and then split that way. Yep. But you're not taking a big swing. No. Splitting a log.
No. But let's get real here. I mean, even with a 7-inch. What are you splitting? Maximum 4-inch diameter and probably not that?
Well, mine, maximum 6. Sorry, buddy, but you can do it.
You can do it. You shouldn't be doing that.
But but what am I going to really baton? I'm just batoning for kindling.
Right, totally.
Right? So I need 4-inch sections and 3-inch sections of a big log, or logs no bigger than 4 inches, which are the standard.
Right.
I mean, that's standard fare for
Right.
what we have in the mountains. So
Yeah. I mean, I always look for, if I can, something that's like between my wrist and like
yeah,
my calf.
right? I'm looking a little bit. I'm like, can I have something a little bit bigger? But why? For fun.
Okay, that's the, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We do this stuff for fun, so that if in case we had to, we could, if we needed to, right?
Right.
But
So,
I don't know. You don't go out with your wife. We should talk about that.
well, this is definitely going in the video. So.
Well, no, I'm fine.
This whole thing that we've just been doing.
Guys taking their wives and families out and then forcing them to do the hardest stuff with them when there's an easier way. It's like,
Right. Well, you want them to like what they're doing, so that they'll do
you
more.
don't want to put them through all that. Like, just light the fire. Don't
Right.
freaking make a bow drill. Make
Right.
a bow
Go
drill after.
Right.
And have fun.
Right. Totally. Hey, this is a good insight. Going back to the kid thing earlier, guys, is definitely like, particularly when they're just learning, or your wife, maybe your girlfriend, your wife, whatever. You guys are just starting to do the outdoors.
Yeah.
Don't go out there and try and like, okay, we're gonna do this fire with a bow drill.
Right. No.
They're gonna hate you and they're gonna hate the
you
outdoors.
gotta get those kids making s'mores.
Right.
They got to make their stick for the s'mores. They got
Right.
to do that kind of stuff.
Right.
The other thing we don't talk about enough, we need to do something about, is more shovels on the market. There need to be more good shovels on the market.
Packable, or what?
I think, a full tang shovel,
Okay.
not a fold down,
Okay.
would be nice, because that's the one place where those shovels always fail, is they start
Right,
rattling
right.
like crazy. So but people, so we just talked about a system, right?
Right.
Let's face it, the saw and the shovel come in probably
More handy than most.
anything else,
Yeah, totally.
because I gotta dig a latrine,
Right.
and I'm gonna have to, the saw, if you're gonna have to baton, man, I don't chop all those pieces.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I mean?
Totally. Saw's way easier.
The saw is way easier, so I saw those pieces down, and then I split them in half by batoning, because I find that easier personally.
Right.
But so I want something big that chops or batons or splits,
Right.
whatever your technique is. Something small that I can whittle throughout the night and do like food.
Yeah. Totally.
And then saw, shovel.
Yep.
So then you get then you can break off into all sorts of other
Right.
things. But I almost consider the shovel a bladed instrument.
Well, you should get it so that
Yeah.
it does have a blade to cut through roots and all that other stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
So, folks, I hope you have enjoyed this trail talk with Peter and myself. Hanging out, fun concepts, fun ideas, and just having a good time. So,
I'll see you at Blade Show 2017. The best work I can possibly put out. Seriously,
that'll be
my best
sweet.
work ever.
I believe it. Every year it gets better and better, man. So hopefully this encourages you guys to get out there, hit the trail. Even me, my kind of lost my voice today. I've been sick over the last several days.
Cried at one point.
Cried a
on
bunch.
His knees, was crying.
I was just weeping today.
Yep.
Yeah. Check us out on all the relevant social media. You guys know the drill. Links below.
Take a look at the Dark Timber Brotherhood.
Dark Timber Brotherhood. Yeah, those guys are bomb. And always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared. We'll see you out there.